Hey, so it's the evening of the first night of Continuum, the Friday night. I've bailed early because I had a 3.5 hours sleep last night, and even my 2 hour nap this afternoon didn't do a great deal to keep me rested. And there's a 9 a.m. panel that I want to go to tomorrow, but I have seen a panel and I have been to a book launch. So I went to the first panel, one of the first panels, which was about serialized fiction and the fact that it seems to be having a bit of resurgence. It included guest of honour Shauna Maguire and Tennessee Rain Roberts and Gillian Pollack and someone else whose name I can't remember, sorry. But that was the moderator. And it was really good. It sort of mentioned the fact that serialized fiction has been happening for a long time, particularly since the 19th century. It mentioned the fact that fan fiction is technically serialized fiction and has kept sort of the skills sharp. It talked about the economics around serialized fiction, the way it works, the way it doesn't work, the different types of serialized fiction, whether it be prose or webcomics or podcasts or TV shows. So it was really interesting, a really intense discussion. So intense that while I started out tweeting the discussion, I got distracted by the discussion and just kept being really focused. So that was really good. And then I went to the book launch of Kat Sparks' novel Lotus Blue and Thoraya Dyer's novel Crossing of Canopies, something like that. That was, and then went to dinner, and that was it for my first night at Continuum. I'm going to get some sleep so I can get up nice and early in the morning and have a good Saturday session. So see you tomorrow. Hey, it's Saturday morning and I'm back at Continuum, and I've just been to the first panel of the day, which for me was about Ghostbusters 2016. So that was really interesting. Everyone seemed to really enjoy it, but respectfully picked apart a few things. I think the consensus was that it could have gone further in and been more controversial and had more women in it. So that would be kind of cool. But that was my first panel of the day. I'm having a break at the moment because there was nothing in particular I wanted to see, and I will see you again later in the day. Bye. Hey folks, it's halfway through day 2 of Continuum, and I've just finished lunch, and before that I was at Lynn Kane's author speech. And okay, the sun's just gone weird, but yeah. So, and her guest of honour speech, and it was really, really awesome. And she was talking about what it's like to be a person of colour and not see yourself in stories except when you're the villain, and fighting against colonialism and all that kind of stuff. And it was really awesome. And as I thought, even just in break since lunch, I've already forgotten it all. But I'll see you again soon. Bye. Hey folks, I'm back in my hotel room again because I'm not going to the ball, and it's the end of Saturday, and I'm trying to remember the last few panels that I've been in. I went to the Panels and Prejudice, which is the Jane Austen panel, which might sound like a really weird thing at a spec-fic convention, but they were discussing it often in how Jane Austen influences and spec-fic, and how some of the times the stories are retold in spec-fic ways. So that was really interesting. I'm trying to remember any specific things and my mind is going blank. So I followed that up with the panels Men Don't See, which was a discussion of James Tiptree Jr., her work in particular. So that was also really, really good. A lot of discussion about the fact that she's just not just a feminist writer. And the fact that she wrote a lot with post-colonial themes and other themes as well as feminist themes. So that was really interesting as well. And that was, basically my Saturday. See ya. And I'm in steampunk, as you can see from my hat, and I've just been to my first panel, which was about fairy tales and why fairy tales are still important, and why we still retell them and how we retell them and where they come from and all that kind of thing. So that was really interesting, and I'm about to sit through a panel on whitewashing and why that's a problem. So yeah, I'll update you again later in the day. Bye. Hey, I'm back and the con is finished. I kind of forgot to update last night, so sorry. I was in the bar for a while and I fell asleep when I got back to my room. So yesterday was Sean Maguire's Guest of Honour speech. That was really good and it is on YouTube. Check it out. I will try and link it. I also went to the 2-hour Galactic Suburbia podcast recording. So that was heaps of fun. Again, it will be on the internet. I will try and link it. Listen to it. It's really cool. I also went to a panel about the women in Star Wars, which was really, really good because it was a panel of all women. And yes, they addressed issues that, of course, there are. But they also talked about the good things and the characters that they loved. And so I really enjoyed it, which made a lot of difference given that last year's Star Wars panel about The Force Awakens hushed my squeak. So that was really good. And I also went to the Ditmar Awards, which was fun, and I went to a panel called The Problem of Susan, which was discussing why Susan no longer being a friend of Narnia in the last battle is problematic, and what about that is problematic. This morning I went to a panel that had Shannon and Tansy on it again, but it was about the missing mothers of science fiction and fantasy. So I'm looking forward to the reading list that will come out of that. Tansy was recording all of the recommendations and the women that would be really good for people to read and remember. And then I also went to Sheldon Maguire's book launch for Down Among the Sticks and Bones, and I have myself a signed copy. You'll see it in probably a book haul. So that was really cool. And there was a cake that was a brain, and it really freaked me out. Seriously, I could not handle the brain cake. It was scary. And then I went to a panel on fan artists and fan writers, so fan fiction mostly. So that was really interesting discussion. Again, it was all women. There were so many panels this week. Like, apparently there were some panels that had multiple men, but none of the panels that I went to had more than one man. A lot of them had no men at all. It was really awesome. Yeah, and then it was the closing ceremony, and the con is now done. I am waiting to fly to Tasmania to visit my family. So yeah, that's the con weekend, and hopefully this will be edited together by end of next weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye.